Dude, that was fucking cheating. Yes, it was. You started earlier than me. You have a more powerful car with a weird exhaust pipe. And I was also trying to save some gas, bro. Besides, we had to get out of this nowhere. Well, let's just go. You know, this place kinda gives me some nostalgia for these old Roblox building games. I remember early in my days on Roblox that I just played this type of games, like some random game about building robots to kill each other, a game about building planes, and Lumber Tycoon, if you can count that. But then I moved on, got lazy to build new things, didn't have that much creativity or passion. But you know what? I'm gonna make this story have a good ending. And I'm going to get over anything that tries to block my way. And I'm gonna... Nah, I'm not doing anything. But I might as well make a video about Roblox building games, so I don't feel like trash. What you think? Yeah, I know, buddy. Also, this scenario we're in, it kinda reminded me of the first time I ever driven in my life. Well, I wasn't kidding when I said I used to play building games on Roblox early when I was little me, especially the Roblox game. It is called Build Your Own Mesh, and I was obsessed with it, playing it non-stop for hours, making some really bad builds. The game even went down for a while, but now it's back on and it has all of my old buildings. Like, just look at these beautiful builds. Damn. These buildings sure do take me back to my goal. Okay, yeah. I'm getting away from the topic of the video, so I'll dive into the game later. Because now, I wanted to educate you guys on a certain topic. I mean, lace sour cream is just an ass without any doubt whatsoever, okay? So, I just wanted to give y'all a quick note before I start yapping. I know Roblox Studio exists, but I'm not talking about that BS. I'm talking about Roblox places where players could access to play in the main site. So that excludes like Dynablocks, probably. It's just a Roblox studio but dumb. Okay, so these Roblox building games go way back to the early days of Roblox. Like really early days. I'm talking about December of 2005 when Brickyard V1 was released. And it was something, to say the least. It is just a really small base plate with blocks for the user to use those old tools, like the magic wand which copies blocks, the hammer which deletes blocks, and the hand which moves things around. And this game actually had updates, having a V2 and a V3 version. Like, we had a game with different seasons 11 years before Fortnite. Now that's innovation. I stand corrected. And it also does include one version which is located at a huge room, as if you were a toy in Toy Story or something like that. That one being the most recognizable one because it actually was for a while the starter place for Roblox in 2006. After Building Room, there were probably some other building games, but I consider them irrelevant. So let's jump to August of 2006 when Community Construction Site was released, which was a slight improvement from the early big building games, now having a cute and simple scenery, different bricks for the user to play with, and well, would you look at that, someone made the incident again, gosh dang it. This one is also famous, even showing up on some Roblox revival games, like Super Nostalgia Zone, and in this revival game we can also see the second big starter place, which is famous due to its main attraction, which is seen on many other games as a nice and nostalgic reference. The slide! And this random house if you care about it. Jokes aside, this place is called Happy Home in Robloxia, and it gave birth to the classic house many know, which is widely present on the internet, even outside of Roblox, due to its simple and retro but perfect design. Like, it's the least complex way to display a house, but it does it so flawlessly. Like, I literally feel at home here. There's a place I used to hide from the disasters, from the Survive the Disasters game. There's that other corner, which I call the ugly corner. I don't know, the door just kinda ruins the look. And the bad corner, where, well, he deserves it. And I also built a nice house with blocks here. Now, 2008. It was a good year. Ultimate Build release. Jokes aside, it actually had some really interesting and not seen before building blocks, like some rover parts, trampolines, and finally, car parts, which actually don't work and I found it the hard way. And there's also another island which is literally the same as the one you spawned in. Nice, I guess. But also there's this remake of the game which adds a lot of new things, which actually makes my brain hurt just to think about them. But the game is almost dead, although in the instances where I found people, they had some really crazy builds. What is this? Is this from the map? I actually don't know. Who has a fucking gun, dude? It's fucking shooting me. Fucking catch it! Oh shit. And also in this year, games like Ultimate, Build to Survive were released and gave birth to these interactive building games, where constructing in certain ways would guarantee your survival. This type of games would increase in quantity later on with other mechanics and survival methods. For our next nerdy building game, you'll get why I call it nerdy later on, we have Build Your Cyber Suit, released in 2010, which also has some different blocks, but most importantly, it was the first famous game to add a destruction system, by adding spikes that kills players, and bumpers, which destroys all their builds. And that was the main focus of the game, to build a cyber suit and have fights with other players. But sadly, the game is currently dead, so I can only show old footage and my freaking awesome suit. But other times, actually most of the time, people build mechs and robots instead of simple suits for a character, which gave birth to the game I used to play a lot when I was a kid. Build your own mech. This game is not in chronological order, but I just wanted to quickly mention it because it was really a competitor of Build Your Cyber Suit, but elevating things further by adding new blocks, such as bombs, which were bumpers on steroids, destroying blocks in area, followers, which were blocks that pointed towards enemies, you, or both, making it possible to create the most annoying things in the world, which were these drones that had lots of bombs and bumpers on it, that actually worked just like a mosquito and had power accuracy to fudge you up. And because I played this game back then, and it has a save feature, I can actually see my old builds, which were kinda understandable for a 9-year-old kid. Damn, this menu is kinda sick, man. So, just like mentioned, there we go, open. We got our PS4, which is falling apart. So the kitchen, it's nice. And this is my room. Got the bathroom. Hey guys, this is a review of my dead bodies, which is really uncanny, but it's cool. I like weird stuff. Let's get right into it. Okay guys, so they are rolling around. I don't know what they want in life. This is really beautiful moment for humanity. But this one is going backwards. So yeah, this is the new Mario Kart. Not the car itself is like pretty sick. It has an engine, a fully functional engine. We got a little course here. It's really nice. We got some trees. Got some pretty nice trees. We got some bushes. We got some. we got some. some Goomba. Infestation of Goombas. Yeah. Here we go. This. Yeah. And we're done. really sick, dude. Okay, this is like really bad to drive. And I'm stuck now. Well, going back on order, we're back to 2010, when Roblox itself released Welcome to Roblox Building, which introduced the really user-friendly tool called the Stamper, simplifying the earlier building methods down to a Minecraft-like system, with simple building blocks and lots of decoration, and even some interactive blocks, like doors, spikes, flame blocks, etc. And this tool was spread out to lots of different games, making them an easy to learn experience. A famous example is Build to Survive the Zombies, and the title says it all. You had to build to survive zombies, and oh my god, there are flying zombies, what the fuck? And Freddy? Oh, it's Freddy Krueger, yeah, that makes sense. This game was also a part of my childhood, and I remember I used to play it as a guest. So those laser doors that only works when you, the owner, passes through, or else you get killed, didn't work for me. So I did the Einstein move of making a path with invisible blocks, where only I was able to pass. Like, bro, I was a kid and I thought of that. Someone please give me credits for the genius idea, dude, I beg you. But talking about survival, imagine the following. You're trapped in a volcano with nowhere to go other than the lava lake in front of you. You have some wood blocks with you and you probably want to get out of there. I mean, you can stay if you want to, but yeah. But anyways, what do? Build a raft to survive, bro. Yes, you're a genius. Congrats. So yeah, this game was also released in 2010 among many others, which had the same concept of building a raft to reach the end of somewhere to get those cool flying path thingies, with obstacles on the way that destroys your boat and well, but it was really entertaining for me and many others. I just mentioned this one in specific because it is old and also one that I really used to play back then. There was actually a bug where you could just put a block on your arm and just walk to the end of the game without crashing into anything, which kinda defeated the purpose of the game. But dude, do you really think a kid would care for that? Build your own combat ship and sail it very hard. It has a nice name and it actually predated that volcano one, releasing in 2009. This one I didn't play as much as the other one, but I just thought I'd mention it because, well, it predated the volcano one and was also a famous one with 6 million visits. And look, I even made a cool ship. So, there was actually the F3X2, a more advanced building system that showed up in a few games around 2014, but honestly, I didn't use it much or really care about it, so instead I'll quickly go through some building games that I used to play back then. Playing Crazy was released in 2014, and still to this day, it is quite popular with at least 2,000 active players. The game uses a building system similar to the old Stamper 2, but with configurable parts, which does all sorts of new things. And if you can read the game's name properly, you will understand why the game has wings with a somehow realistic aerodynamic system. Again, somehow realistic. I do have some builds on it, but it's things from 2019 me, so yeah, they are kinda mid. Build and Destroy was released in 2018 as a sequel to Build Your Own Map, because it died. And now it is dead too, with 0 players. But on its golden age, it used to have 80 active players, which was not a lot, but you know, it is better than 0. And on this game I do have some even more builds due to the amount of save files you have, and also because I spent 676 hours on this game. Elite Engineering, which was released in 2020, and it has by far the most complex and powerful building system I've seen in a Roblox building game. I don't even play it that much, so I don't have any complete builds on it, just a fighter jet that is begging to be finished, which I'll gladly ignore it and throw it on the back corner. Well, I made this video again out of curiosity and also because I wanted to properly archive this brief history of these building games, especially the ones I used to play a lot, which also serve perfectly for the theme of this video, because they are old and went almost chronologically on this research. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, so just stay tuned for more videos, and
Bye-bye.
I ain't really wanna wake up, caffeine in my coat to start my day up. Gas inside my lungs to make me feel like I'm okay. Yeah, pop another pill instead of blowing out my brains up. The caffeine in my system ain't what's keeping me awake now. I'm done acting like I ever give a fuck. When I look into the mirror, I don't know who I become. I just know that when I look, you're not a person that I love. I'm done, like shot my fingers itching on the gun. Wake up, caffeine in my coat to start my day up. Gas inside my lungs to make me feel like I'm okay. But I pop another pill instead of blowing out my brains out. Caffeine in my system, it was keeping me awake now. I'm done acting like I ever gave a fuck. When I look into the mirror, I don't know who I become. I just know that when I look, you're not a person that I love. I'm done, like stop my fingers itching on the gun. Caffeine in my cup, it's on my bed. Gas inside my lungs to make me feel like I'm okay. Instead of blowing out my